You're such an asshole.
All right, how you kids doing? I got this is my old patrol sweatshirt. My aunt got this for me in 1994 and it kept me warm many wintry nights doing patrol. Anyway, we have a picture of a half-naked black man on the thumbnail, not because I have a craving for black cock, but that is an actor, Jonathan Majors. And the reason I had his picture of him jacked and shirtless is because the tremendous amount of work that goes into getting that physique. I work very hard at working out. I also do a ton of physical labor and diet, and you'll have progress. You will have gains. I got a little 4-pack going on. I don't look like that, and to look like that, ask Kevin Savo. Savo's on an equal level. That's at least 4 hours a day of hard labor. Hard labor. And if you don't know who Jonathan Majors is, Jonathan Majors is a recent up-and-coming actor, or was anyway, who played the main villain in the Quantum Mania, Marvel's Ant-Man 3, which was a box office bomb. And they're kind of setting him up to be the next super bad villain guy. He also, in that particular role, why he's jacked like that, he played opposite Michael B. Jordan in the latest Creed movie. And obviously, it's a boxing movie, so he had to be jacked. And yeah, okay, I know all he had to do was be jacked for like however many months to do this show. And it's an incredible amount of work. Not like thinking like Dustin Hoffman acting, like I'll just think, or Robert De Niro, which is not to besmirch or belittle that effort that goes into actual acting, but to get jacked and ripped like that is Herculean. It's a tremendous amount of effort. So he's on the up and up. He's willing to put in the work. He lands some great roles. Well, okay. For an up and coming actor, he landed some great roles. Fortunately, Marvel Studios wrote crappy scripts because the writers and the people currently in charge of Disney are truly incompetent morons. And so this box office, regardless, he had a lead credit. Like, oh, okay, look at this guy. We wish him the best. Now, I think a hot second after Quantum Mania or Ant-Man 3 came out, here comes an accusation, a sexual accusation. Is it true or not? We don't know. All right. But after you looked at the Rolling Stone fraud, the University of Virginia fraud, and there was about 10 years ago now, the mattress girl, there were several false accusations proving that there is such a thing. And as time goes on, it's scary where it's like, oh no, it wouldn't. Women wouldn't dare not take birth control and oops, get pregnant. No one would dare do that. No girl would dare falsely accuse a guy of raisins or sexual because we can't say it because there are little children here on the YouTubes, to protect her ego, to protect her reputation. Absolutely not. No girl would be so hell. That's a lie. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. No girl would make up fake accusations or slash your tires or break your windows after you break up with her. Not one girl would do that. And then all of a sudden you get some gray hair. You're like, oh God, some would. And so now, rightly so, because it's fair and just, there should be an investigation. You should find out who is guilty, and you are innocent until proven guilty. Now, that's in American courts. That's in American law. Then there's the court of public opinion, which is why the universities, that fad to falsely accuse men was very fascinating because, all right, you're not, they wouldn't go to the cops. We won't go to the cops, but we are going to go to the college administration. And so this quasi fourth branch of government or fourth layer of government beyond federal, state, and local, now it's university, where there's no law. They can't there's no jail at the university, but they could kick you out. They can ruin your reputation. And so all of a sudden you'd have these kangaroo courts instead of just, look, did a genuine Raisin happen, get the cops. We want to get that guy. We want to have it. We don't need the university butting their heads in. And for what I can only assume is a pure hatred of men on the part of leftist, Marxist, man-hating universities. And just to, like, I don't know, play victim politics to girls, which gets sickening. Did not saner heads prevail at these universities? Say, hey, you actually did? You got to contact the cop. I'm just the provost. I manage the university here. You got to get a raisin test. You got to go and get evidence. We got to go talk to them, not me. I'm not the guy or gal. Oh, they couldn't wait to butt their heads. Which to me, I'm like, why don't you get the cops in on this? And it just shows you how messed up college admins are. In any case, so it's been established that there is instances of false accusations. And when you have innocent people, you want to make sure if they're falsely accused, they are found to be innocent. And not only that, but getting back to the court of public opinion like universities, especially if you're a public figure, if you're a public figure like Jonathan Majors, your career is over because of false accusation. To which I stop and raise my stupid logic. I'm not smart, guys. I'm not smart. I just have simple, innocent questions. Shouldn't we as a society and employers as well say, oh, you were found innocent? Or at least say, hang on. Guilty until proven innocent. All right. That's the rule of the law, or law of the land. Let's see. If he is, all right, fine. If not, no, because we know that this happens now. Right? Doesn't mean we're against women. Maybe we put them on hiatus, but we don't fire people who could end up becoming innocent men and women. That's what I ask. Well, here, from the New York Times, which isn't exactly known as a bastion of right-wing toxic masculinity. Not they have a single male right in there. New York Police Department has evidence to arrest a woman who said Jonathan Majors hit her. Hello? I'm not saying this exonerates Jonathan Majors. I'm not. It just makes my point that, hey, and they've already judged, the public has already judged Mr. Majors. And I'm saying, look, I know society isn't mature or adult enough for this, but you shouldn't. Wait. Okay, I'm not the, what was the guy's name that Gregory Peck played in To Kill a Mockingbird? Like, can we hold off? There's an innocent man here. Can we just wait a second? You guys all grabbing your pitchforks and your torches? And I'm like, okay, here's some counter evidence. Doesn't prove him innocent either. I admit that. But can you see he may have been in it? There's an increased chance he has been falsely accused. New York police has evidence to arrest woman who said Jonathan Majors hit her. A lawyer for Mr. Majors, a star of Marvel movies, has said that he was the victim of domestic violence investigation. New York Police Department has determined that a woman who accused the actor Jonathan Majors of assault attacked Mr. Majors herself and believed that there is enough evidence to support her arrest, according to 3 people with knowledge of the matter. Mr. Majors, who starred in Creed 3 and was to appear in several Marvel movies, was arrested in March after the woman, Grace Jabbari, told the police that he had assaulted her during a taxi ride to his home in Manhattan. Ms. Jabbari, who had been in a relationship with Majors for several years, said he slapped her face, put his hands on her neck, and violently grabbed her hand, according to court records. 2 months later, prosecutors filed an updated account of the incident in which Ms. Jabbari no longer accused Mr. Majors of having grabbed her neck. Equal under the eyes of the law. And man, the law really seems to like women, especially with the Duluth model. Look it up. But said that he had pushed her into a vehicle. She maintained that he had slapped her in the face and said that Mr. Majors has grabbed only her middle finger, not her full hand. Okay, is that assault? Grabbing a hand? A lawyer for Mr. Majors, Priya Chaudhry, has said that the charges are false and that, in fact, it was Ms. Jabbari who assaulted her clients. Jo has also said that Ms. Jabbari, a dancer. Guys, look, you guys got look before you guys start making millions. And let me send my case to aspiring athletes who get drafted. Just give me your money and I'll manage it. All right. We'll put it into a trust like the soccer guy did with his mom. All right. And then maybe run it past me before you go out with these girls. All right. Consider me your dad you never had. Hey, Aaron, should I go? The baby mama, a pole dancer? Nah, who lives in her car? Nah. Dancer who worked as a movement coach on one of Mr. Major's movies stole personal belongings from his home. This is also accusation. We don't have the proof until we see video, forensic evidence. I don't know, a court case, an investigation. In a letter to a judge in April, Ms. Chaudhry said that Ms. Jabbari's tale was a complete lie and told an alternative story, saying that Ms. Jabbari physically confronted Mr. Majors, hitting and scratching him. She went out clubbing and later passed out in a closet at his home, waking up with injuries to her finger and ear. New York Post obtained video of Mr. Jabbari out late that night. And Sarah reported this week that Mr. Majors had filed a police report against her. There you go. Again, I will let the evidence prove who is innocent or guilty. But I like seeing guys fight back for once. I like that. Johnny Depp, you ballless sack. You had her on the ropes. Oh, just you go away. No, ruin these people. Late last week, the police issued what is known as an I-card for Mr. Jabbari. The I-card, which appears in a department database, is different from an arrest warrant, which is typically signed by a judge, but alerts officers that there's probable cause to arrest Mr. Jabbari. Okay, an unnecessary thing. Brad Edwards, lawyer for Mr. Jabbari, said that there was no reason to arrest her and that he had seen nothing reliable indicating that an agency had developed a different opinion. In fact, we understand the criminal case against Mr. Majors is proceeding as expected. He said, out of respect for the criminal process and the prosecuting attorneys who will make decisions based on the evidence, we do not intend to respond to rumors. A police spokesman said that the only investigation of the incident was continuing and that no additional arrests had been made. In domestic disputes, the parties often accuse each other of assault, and in New York, law enforcement authorities are legally required to identify the primary aggressor. Okay, there's your Duluth model again. Still, the authorities sometimes see consequences for both parties. In such situations, people who have filed complaints sometimes refuse to cooperate in order to avoid prosecution. Mr. Major's case has attracted attention because of his growing celebrity. Well, it's not growing now. He's key to the future of Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios doesn't have a future. They just don't. And if Mr. Majors, if he could land that opposite role in Creed, hopefully he can get on a life raft and not be stuck on the USS Titanic Marvel. In Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, released this year, played a character called Kang the Conqueror, who is expected to appear in various other Marvel projects. You know what you could do, Mr. Majors. I know everyone's abandoning you and no one's going to talk to you. No one's going to touch you with a 10-foot pole. But Marvel did invest, you were kind of a what do they call it? A kingpin or a load bearing, what is it? Cotter pin? Your further participation in this series, they're relying on it. I think you just walk away. Bye. I'm out of here. And they'd be screwed. They need your face, Marvel Pictures, based on comic books, are in turn important to the movie strategy of its parent company, the behemoth Walt Disney Company, with a market capitalization of $160 billion. Central part of Marvel's plan. Since his arrest, that future has been in doubt. The U.S. Army took 2 commercials that featured him on a rotation. See, people look, this guy had a lot of hope, a lot of future, a lot of prospects. Very promising future. If it is found out he is innocent, everyone involved who had previous dealings with Mr. Majors should reinstate him. with full honors, bobbity ba ba ba. How much you bet you're not going to do that because of PR or whatever? And I don't get that. I don't get that. If they find out he's innocent, why wouldn't you? Why not? While Mr. Majors is innocent until proven guilty, prudence dictates that we pause our ads until the investigation into these allegations is complete. All right, so this is a U.S. Army spokesman talking about that. Well, are you going to take him back if he's proven innocent, or are you just not going to visit the guy again? This is another think of Henry Cavill or all these other people out. You're an actor. You're up and coming. You're good looking. Man, or basketball player. One false accusation and the millions are gone. They're gone. I would be real careful. Like, no, I got a camera with me. I'm sorry. I have a body cam with me at all times. Why? Because I make $12 million a year for this team or for that studio. And I'm sorry. There are too many genuinely toxic women out there. It's too risky. It's too risky. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this dampens the romantic mood, but I'm filming at all times. And, as nerdy as it sounds, no, you're going to sign this waiver. We're going to have video. Oh, I hit you? Really? Here's the webcam that shows the complete opposite. And I'm exonerated. And I'm wondering how much of this is going to continue on in the future, where whether it's a studio or an employee, you have a very highly compensated, valuable employee asset working for your company. And especially if they're a public figure and known and good looking. And are you just going to, it's going to cost, what, you think this didn't cost Marvel? You think Marvel is like, oh crap, how much do we invest in this guy? I don't know, Marvel. If you want to save any kind of reputation, until Mr. Majors is proven innocent or guilty, that's the court of law. And we'll hold off in the meantime, understood. But innocent people should be reinstated to that would be there'd be a PR coup for you. Misdemeanor assault, not even felony, among other related crimes. Not clear how an arrest Mr. Jabbari might affect the case in which it will go on August 3rd. Misdemeanor charges seldom result in trials, in part because defendants often settle pleading lesser charge. Decline to comment, ICAR, prosecutors, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. There you guys go. You always hide your power level. Always hide your power level, which celebrities don't have a choice. You're famous. You run silent, run deep, and you always hide your power level. You never let them know if you had millions. Never. And and I don't know. Don't date strippers. Don't date victim. Stay away from the liberal arts gals who constantly conditioned in college. Oh, I'm a victim. That guy. Just me. All right, we got 2 super chats. Nonstop trade $2, but Cappy, they say if there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, well, it's the same thing on the gal side now, isn't it? Nonstop trade $2, men get falsely accused, women most affected. Right. Well, I guess it's maybe the economist in me. When I see millions of dollars, I'm like, those are lives. This is genuine production. This can bring a lot of joy and happiness to people, or at least a lot of investment, or make a lot of people a lot of livings. We could have. And here's a guy where by consequence of demand, a lot of people are investing, a lot of companies are investing a lot of money in this individual. And so there's a lot for productive economic capacity. And now, bam, just like that, something, because if I had a bet, I'm going to say there's a 75% chance this is fake. Some drama queen on drugs with an alcohol problem. Yeah, I'm going to bet it's fake. I'm going to bet it's a lie. Could be wrong. But look at how much we lost because a girl just made a lie. And forget the one guy. One guy's life is destroyed. What about all the consequential economic consequences? Gary Mercado, $5. There's a funny episode of on Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry David makes a woman sign all kinds of things on video before bedroom fun. It's hilarious. Well, it's hilarious, but gosh darn, ain't it true? Man, maybe I was the last generation. Would you could have consequence-free sex because the girl committed or what's the word I'm looking for? Consenting. And you didn't stay awake. Oh my God, was she on the birth control pill or not? Is she gonna accuse me of false stuff or not? So I was like, well, that was fun. I hope we could do it again. And then she wouldn't call you back. I'm like, oh, that's where that one went. Jack Dawes, I don't think we try to fix things anymore. I think everything has to break under its own weight for sense and reason to reassert itself. Like, you mean the system? Like, I don't know. Let's continue down this path. You're going to have a hard time finding rock stars, like The Rock or Sylvester Stallone or, the 80s type of guy. I mean, now, of course, there's not that many masculine men anymore. I mean, although Mr. Majors is jacked. So here was a shot. I mean, how much you want to bet Michael B. Jordan's like, whoa, hang on, wait a minute. That struck close. I think I'm gonna go to church. That's what I'm gonna do. And isn't this gonna have an effect of other guys like, ooh, Hollywood, huh? Yeah, I know I might become the next Tom Cruise, but what do you have to take? Do you have to become do you have to become celibate? You gotta make sure you're not dating while 10, 15. You're here, you are the irony. You're at the peak of your sexual attractiveness in terms of youth, physique, and money making and popularity, but you can't interact with women because there's too much of a risk. It can be mitigated by the type of gals you take, but wait, what? Tiger Woods. He even had the documentation. Here she is suing him for what? I don't know. Lying, breaking of contract for $30 million. Oh my God. The irony, you become this top dog alpha male, can have any girl in the world. You're like, wait a minute, hold on. She gonna sue me? Because she let me play with her boobies? All right, there you go. See you guys later, toodles.